Are you trying to quit your job and take care of your family through Forex? Well, in this video, I am going to walk you through a trade that I took to try and explain the reason behind the trade to add value in your trading toolbox. Okay, so just to do a quick intro, my name is Robert Mungai, a full-time day trader with experience of 4 years, and my goal is to inspire 3,000 traders quit their jobs and trade full-time. Okay, so let's jump straight to it. Now here, as you can see on the charts on the screen, I have an open sell position on pound CAD on the 15 minute. Okay, and of course I did not take this position out of the blue. There must have been a reason, there must have been a why behind the trade, and that is what I'm going to share with you right here. But before I start, I just need to prove that I actually took this position. I shared this position with my members on the Discord, as you can see somewhere around here. Trade idea pound CAD for some CTT cells. You can see the arrows from where we were looking, and then later on we ended up taking the position and in conjunction to some other position. So let me jump straight through it. Now, why did I take pound CAD of all the pairs that exist out there in the world? Now, the thing that I saw at first as I was scanning through the markets, the thing that I saw is we're just testing a supply level. Okay, we're just testing a supply level, but that is not a good reason. That's not a good enough reason for me to say from there I want to sell. No, we don't do that here. Okay, so the moment that I saw that, now I started working the level through the steps that through the validation process to try and understand if this level is valid, and if it's not valid, why is it not valid? Now, the first thing I want you to see, right after the reaction of these supply level, prices did break through this level of structure. Okay, and in this context, it was supposed to be my lower low level of structure. You see, from the reaction of that level, we did test that level, and it was supposed to hold, but it did not hold out of the fact that the amount of cells, the sales aggression coming from this area were way too heavy for the buyers to get involved in the market. Okay, so that was a validation step one. We have a break of structure. Definitely you can see that. And number two, what I always look for is volume to increase, to have increase in volume in the level that I'm looking to work with. Okay, and in this context, if you open your eyes, you will see that I had an increase in volume. Okay, because if you compare the amount of buys that were coming in from here to this amount of sells coming in from there, what would your suggestion be? Okay, and definitely you can see the amount of volume is way greater because we did cover all this distance in one candle, and for these other buyers it was a set of multiple candles with some exhaustions coming in from it. So step one, we have a break of structure. Step two, we have an increase in volume. Now I want you to notice that I am not using an indicator. Why? Because I have trained my eyes to look at the charts with open naked eyes. Okay, so that was one, that was two. Okay, now when I drop down to my TTF, my BBTF, what I saw is we're definitely, the market structure is definitely going up. Okay, so I had an uptrend. Bingo, so that is check. Why do we have an uptrend? You can see the market structure suggests the same thing. As you can see, we have higher lows coming in. This was the lower low that we had, a higher low coming in. We have a far much more even higher low coming in, and higher lows set in from those levels. And in conjunction with that, we have higher highs coming in. Broke through that high, broke through that high, etc., etc. Okay, so the market structure is definitely going up. But why did I sell when I knew that the trend is up, the flow of the market is up? Why would you sell? Now, here's why I sold. Okay, now, as we now understand, I have a level that's getting tested. Okay, now I not only had a level that's getting tested, I had a level that was bringing some sort of exhaustion to the buy momentum. Okay, I want you to see this amount of buying coming in compared to this amount of buying coming in, compared to this amount of buying coming in, and eventually compare all of that to this. What would you suggest? Is the buying momentum getting stronger, or is it just getting weaker? Definitely, the buys are slowing down, but why are the prices slowing down? Here's the reason. By the time the prices have made it to these level heights, there's one thing I always understand. The opportunity now got too obvious. Everyone can see it. Everyone can see that the large amount, the big boys out there are favoring or are buying pound in this context. Okay, so the opportunity is already obvious. And as the mantra goes, as the rule goes, the trend is your friend. And that goes with a lot of strategies, you know. Now, if the trend is your friend, what do you think about this situation? Everyone is buying, right? And if my big boy is looking to buy, and everyone out in the world is looking to buy, then how are we going to make money? How is my big boy going to make money? Because there's no way he can buy from buyers. He needs to buy from sellers. Therefore, the exhaustion that you see right here, because they are not making any profit. So when I have that piece of information, what I am expecting is the prices to revert back to the mean in order to get the balance and then continue with the upflow. That's the reason you see I was going against this trend. That is the reason you see I was looking to target somewhere around the support and resistance area, half price, or some people call it 50%. That is what I was looking to do. But that does not make me oblivious that now you start sitting around and start saying we are going for the 50%, so we're just gonna hold the position. Remember, there is some risk involved in this. So what my strategy suggests is you scale out some of your positions somewhere around this area. Okay, I mitigate my risk by placing my stop loss around break even and then letting the position run. And in this context, what we have in terms of risk to reward, I have a position that should run 1:13. Okay, so that is the end of the video for this one. I know, I understand there is a lot more to explain behind this position, the timing, why it took so much of a start.